रक्षरा वर्णमालिनी।
तो राजदान जी पढ़ेंगे?
हाँ राजदान परिमार तो ये पढ़। राजदान जी आप यहाँ से पढ़िए। हेलो राजदान जी। उनकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है शायद। हेलो हमारा पढ़िए तो ये।
अच्छा आवाज यहाँ ठीक पर मेरी?
हाँ आपकी आवाज आ रही है। यस यस।
अक्षरा वर्णमालिनी, आप सुन रहे हो?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल सुन रहे।
अक्षरा वर्णमालिनी। सिंदूर सिंदूर रन्वर्णाच सिंदूर तिलक प्रिया वश्याच वश्य बीजाच लोकवश्य विभावनी नृपवश्या नृपै सेव्या नृपवश्य करी प्रेया महिषी नृपमान्याच नृपमान्या नृपनंदिनी।
ठीक है इधर तक करेंगे पहले फिर आगे बढ़े।
ठीक है
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक है।
So we start with the exposition of the Nama Akshara. You have already seen the meaning of Akshara in the previous Nama itself. Naksharati iti Akshara. That which is immutable, that which does not undergo any change. That is called as the Akshara. The next Nama is Varna Malini. Varna and Mala. These are the two constituent words. One who wears the garland of. So Varna Malini is Devi who wears the garland of letters. Now this Nama holds a very supreme significance in our system because this explains a very peculiar mantric aspect of Devi as Malini. There is a distinction between Matrika and Malini. Matrika is the arrangement as we are quite familiar, wherein you have all the vowels first, the 16 vowels first, then followed by the 5 sets of the Vargiya Vyanjanas, and then 2 sets of the Antasthas and the Ushmanas. So this arrangement, when the letters are arranged or when the sounds are arranged in this manner, it is technically called as Matrika. In the Bhairava Shastras, it goes by another terminology by name Purva Malini. So this arrangement is called as Purva Malini. A lot of exposition on this can be found in the Mula Grantha of the Malini Vijayottara Tantra, which is one of the most important and primary texts which Acharya Abhinav Gupta resorts to in his Vyakhyana. Then there is one more aspect. It is called as the Uttara Malini, or in short, Malini. Malini is also the same set of letters, but the arrangement that we have in the Malini is different. It is called as the Nadipanta Krama Rupa. That is, it starts with Nakara and ends with Pha. So Nadipanta. And this is a very, very crucial mantra, especially, or the contemplation scheme, especially in the Anuttara Amnaya. So we follow the scheme of Shadamnayas, that is 6 sets of or 6 pathways to reach the higher consciousness. There are a few more other sampradayas who add a few more amnayas to it, but predominantly the 6 amnayas, that is Purva, Paschima, Uttara, Dakshina, Urdhva and Anuttara. Malini is a part of the Anuttara amnaya. So Malini is the highest. It is considered the highest. While enlisting what are all the most important mantras in the amnayas, which directly give experience of the reality, there is one shloka which summarizes or which gives in gist or as a list of all such mantras. Srinathadi Gurutrayam Ganapatim Pitatrayam Bhairavam Siddhaugam Vatukatrayam Padayugam Duti Kramam Mandalam Viran Dvashta Chatushka Shashti Navakam Viravali Panchakam Shriman Malini Mantra Raja Sahitam Vande Guror Mandalam. This is the shloka which makes the list. Malini comes in the end because it is a part of the Anuttaramnaya mantra. So Malini starts with Na. So the order goes like Na R L Cha Ta I Na U Baka Kagaga Na Iyava Bhaya Datacha. So it just goes on like that. Being a mantra, I am not allowed to say the entire thing. It is something that we have to learn from the from one's own Sri Guru. So what is this Malini? It is an aspect of Parapara Samvitti. That is wherein there is a Shakti Pradhanata. Parapara Samvitti is where the Shakti plays the most important or the crucial role. And this happens in the Srishti Krama. In order to understand the Srishti, we approach the Srishti through the Malini. In order to understand the Samhara, we approach the reality through Matrika. For Srishti, we approach through Malini. So, what does it signify? In one short expression, Acharya Abhinav Gupta in his Tantra Loka, he says, Sarvam Sarvatmakam. Malini's, the gist of Malini is Sarvam Sarvatmakam. Everything is manifested in every aspects of reality. So normally when we make the list of the tattvas in the Malini scheme, what happens? We have had a brief understanding in the previous class how the tattvas are represented in the matrika. That is where all the vowels represent the Shiva tattva, and then how from the Shakti tattva onwards, starting from Diksha in a reverse order, it represents the other 35 tattvas. In Malini, what happens is the Shiva tattva is once again represented by the first 16. But here the 16 have 7 vowels and the rest 9 are consonants. That is na, r, l, th, cha, da, I, na, u, baka, kha, ga, ga. Till that, it represents the Shiva tattva. After that, we have the enlistment of the tattvas, that is Shiva and Shakti tattvas. Both these, the 16 represents Shiva Shakti tattvas, because this is a Srishti Krama where Shakti is Pradhana. Whereas in the Matrika, it was only the Shiva. Here it is Shiva Shakti. That is Prakasha Vimarsha Samarasya Bhava is emphasized in the Malini. So what happens is the next letter onwards, that is Gha onwards in the Malini, we start in the order of creation. The order of creation is from the Sadashiva Tattva. So Gha represents the Sadashiva Tattva, Na represents the Ishvara Tattva, and so on and so forth. So Malini is the Parapara Samvitti, which has or which encompasses or which emphasizes that every tattva is pervaded by all. In the sense, normal our understanding is that, let's say, let's take the classic example of Prithvi tattva. We know that the Prithvi as a Panchabhuta, one amongst the Panchabhutas, has the Gandha element in it. And Gandha is also Tanmatra, which is present in the Prithvi. But according to our scheme, what we say is that it is not that only Gandha is present in Prithvi. All the 35 other tattvas are manifested in Prithvi. However, the Gandhatva is explicitly found. The others are found represented in Prithvi Tattva in a more latent or more potent manner rather than in a kinetic form. So the idea is that when we speak of Shiva as a manifested reality present in each and every form of the experienced, the world that we are experiencing, along with Shiva, the other aspects of reality that he manifests himself of is also and equally represented in all the other tattvas as well. So through the contemplation of the Malini, what happens is we have a clear understanding of this is the one of the phalas of the Anusandhana of Malini. We clearly understand the Srishti Krama. Why should you understand Srishti Krama? Until unless you know the paths that you have taken from your home to wherever you are standing, you will not know how to retrace your steps back home. So this is most important. So the understanding comes by the Anusandhana or by the sadhana of Malini. So Malini is used in the Prayoga for Nyasas as well as for the Japa. For that matter, the etymology of the term Malini means Malate Vishwam iti Malini. That which has the entire manifested universe within it. So all the aspects of reality are encompassed in the Malini. So this is exactly what Acharya Abhinavagupta says as Sarvam Sarvatma. So when the Nama Varna Malini is used for Devi, it represents that aspect of the manifestation of sound representing the different tattvas, wherein the Srishti, wherein the Shakti, the Vimarsha Shakti is found in a predominant manner, and who helps us in understanding the Srishti Krama. Therefore, we are able to have a clear distinction of Srishti and the aspects of Srishti. That is why Malini comes under the Parapara Samvitti. Parapara Samvitti is the experience that we are all having in the world, wherein at times we have the experience or understanding of at least the unity consciousness, yet we are feeling the distinction between the objects and the experience. So this is the Parapara in short. So Malini comes under the Parapara Samvitti. So Varna Malini is the Nama. The next is Sindura Aruna Vaktra. Vaktra means face. One whose
written Varnacha.
sorry.
Sindura. Written Varnacha.
Sorry. Sindura. I think I missed. Okay. Sindura means the crimson color. Varna, letter. Sorry. Letters. So Sindura Varna. The letters which are crimson. So here the reference is not directly to the color aspect, even though we normally associate the Sindura with the color. Here, Sindura refers to the Vimarsha Shakti. Vimarshanam means self-reflection, the ability to self-reflect. And it is one of the crucial aspects of the Shakti Tattva. So, in the Bhavanopanishad, we have a Vakya which says that this entire universe is the Vimarsha. And that Vimarsha is what is represented by the reddish or the crimson red color. Lauhityam etat sarvam vishwasya vimarshaha. So Lauhityam, that redness, it represents the vimarshana of the Shakti, which results in the manifestation. So when we speak of Sindura Varna, it means that vimarshana Shakti, which is inherent in the Shakti Tattva. Okay. Sindura Tilaka Priya. One who likes to wear the Sindura Tilaka. Okay. One who wears the Sindura on her forehead in the form of a Tilaka. Now, what is the meaning of Tilaka? Tila means sesame seeds. So, the Tilaka is that which resembles the sesame seed. When we have all seen the sesame seed, it is not like the mustard that is roundish in shape. It is where it converges conically to the top.
Yes.
So the Sindura is, as per the Shastras, we have to wear the Sindura not as a round bindu, but that leading upwards or leaning upwards.
Like a jyoti. Like a jyoti.
Exactly, like a jyoti. Wherein the base is wider and the tip is narrow. Why is it worn on the forehead? We all know that there are 6 Adhara Chakras, and the last Adhara Chakra is the Agnya, which is in the middle of the 2 brows. From there on, the sadhaka, during his practice, he has to, there are 9 more points above the Agnya till the Mahashunya, no, or the Dwadashanta. Now, about this Dwadashanta, we have numerous instances in Vijnana Bhairava and other tantras, wherein the perfection or the unity consciousness is expressed while one is able to ascend to the Dwadashanta. This ascent to the Dwadashanta is represented by the Tilaka shape. So till Agnya, according to the yoga of the tantras, it is not very difficult as long as we are able to practice the prescribed marga. From Agnya onwards, it is a complete Kaulika Vidhana. Kaulika Vidhana is wherein you have to do an intense contemplation. So this contemplation, the act of contemplation by removing the various vikalpas, the various thought constructs that we have associated throughout, or which we have earned in so many several janmas, is the most difficult task. So to see, this ascent from the Agnya till the Mahashunya or the Dwadashanta is considered to be the toughest in the Tantra Yoga sadhana. In order to keep reminding that in each and every activity a sadhaka indulges, he should not lose the attention or the focus towards this aspect of sadhana. We were asked to wear the Sindura, which is the Vimarshana Shakti, in the form of the Tilaka. So this is the symbolic idea behind wearing the Tilaka. So Devi is said to be sporting the Sindhura Tilaka. Sindhura Tilaka Priya. Both ways. She likes the people who are adorned with the Sindhura Tilaka. That is one way of interpreting the same Nama. At the same time, one who wears, because for her, it is only a kind of a demonstrative purpose. The Sindhura Tilaka that she is wearing is only to demonstrate to her devotees as to what we have to do. It does not serve any direct purpose or goal for her. So Sindhura Tilaka Priya. All right. The next Nama, Vhya. Vhya. Normally, we understand the term Vhya as by which you are able to attract, by which you are able to even exercise control. No, when you say Vashya Shakti, it means the power of exercising control on others. And it is one of the, what to say, side effects of certain tantrika sadhanas, by which a person will be in a position to hold the attention or make the person do as he pleases. But to call Devi as Vashya, what does it mean? We will have to go to the root of the term Vashya. It comes from the same dhatu from which the root Shiva is derived. Shiva is derived from the dhatu Vashaha Kantau. Vashak Kantau. Vash is the dhatu which means resplendent, the brilliance. So Vashya means one who is resplendent, one who is the ultimate prakasha. This is not that physical light. It is that cognitive ability by which we are able to know anything and everything. So she is that Mahaprakasha, which is the substratum of the entire universe. So Vashya. The next is Vashya Bija. Amongst the, we had seen some of the Bija Aksharas, Aimkari and others. Vashya Bija refers to the Hrim, which is the Maya Bija. So Vashya Bija is that Bija Akshara or that Mantra Akshara which enables the attraction, the power to attract. So what can we achieve using the Maya Bija? Laukika aspects aside, the highest thing is that by the sadhana of the Maya Bija, which we have seen even in shloka texts like the Lagustavi, one will be in a position to completely bring all the Devata Vrindas under his control. Who are these Devata Vrindas? We are not talking about the Indra, Agni, Adi Devatas here. We are talking about the 4 Shaktis, which are spoken in our Bhairava Shastras. The Khechari, the Dikchari, the Bhuchari and others. So these 4 Shaktis are the cognitive abilities which, when we are under their control, make us separate from our essential nature. That is, they impose the Pashu Bhava. But when they are under the sadhaka's control, they endow the path to attaining the Shiva Bhava or the Pati Bhava. So in the Pratyabhijna Hridaya, in one full sutra, Acharya has given a very detailed exposition of what happens when each of these Shaktis or how each of these Shaktis behave in Pati Dasha, in Pashu Dasha. So when we speak of the sadhana of the Vashya Bija or the Maya Bija, we will be able to ensure that these Shaktis endow us with sufficient, or they are aiding us in attaining the Pati Bhava and not pushing us towards the Pashu Bhava. The next nama is Loka Vashya Vibhavini. Loka Vashya Vibhavini. We can understand it in a very lay terms as by which we will be able to control the whole world. But our sadhana is not for that. Our sadhana is towards attaining the unity consciousness. So how do we understand this this nama in that context? Loka Vhya. So here we have to take the Vhya to mean the aspect of light. So that Anugraha Shakti of Devi, by which we are able to clearly see the world as it is. Vibhavanam means knowing or understanding. So Loka Vhya Vibhavini, the light through which we are able as it is. So Loka Vhya Vibhavini, because it is very clear, until unless the Rudra Shakti Samavesha takes place, until unless the grace of Devi is not bestowed upon us, we will not be in a position to clearly distinguish the para and the apara aspect of the existence. In order to do so, her grace is preeminent. This is something that across the Agama Sampradayas, there is a common understanding and acceptance. Even amongst the Siddhanta Shaiva Margins, who are unlike the Trika, which is the Paramadvaita Vada, they are Dvaita Dvaita or the Visishta Shiva Advaita Vada, wherein they accept the Shiva, the Jiva, and the Mala as three distinct aspects. For us, everything is one. But the commonality is that they also derive all their what to say, all their there are 28 Shaivagamas, which is considered to be the Mula Granthas or the Pramana Granthas according to the Siddhanta Shaiva. Even so, the approach is slightly different, but there are few commonalities. One commonality being the acceptance of the Shastra, of Agama as a Pramana. Therefore, accepting that only through Diksha, the doors of liberation can be opened. And now the question is, if that be the case, why is it that everyone does not seek Diksha? Why doesn't everybody seek Diksha then, if that is the thing? For that, even our system and there also we have a common answer. The very seeking of Diksha from a good Sampradaya will happen only when there is the descent of grace. And what will result in this result of grace? There is a difference. There, it is through certain karmas and bhaktis and others. Here we say it is purely through the Ichha of Shiva. That is the difference. But the grace, the descent of grace is very important. And after that, when the Diksha takes place, that descent of grace or the Shaktipata becomes a reality by itself. Later on, it is sustained and it is accelerated through the sadhana. Either within one's own lifetime, one achieves the sadbhava, the unity consciousness, or a moment before he passes away. No, the Charamakshana Purva. 1 moment before he passes away, he will be bestowed. So that is the speciality of the Agama Sampradaya. Wherein through Diksha, you are assured of the unity consciousness. So even as per the Siddhanta Agamas, it is only through the Vimarshana Shakti of Devi we will be able to see the world in its right or in its correct manner. So when we speak of Lokavashya Vibhavini, it is this Anugraha Shakti of Devi we are referring. The next nama is Nripavashya.
Nripavashya, Nripai.
Nripavashya. Nripa means a ruler, a king. Why? The etymology is Nrun Pati iti Nripaha. One who protects Pati, one who protects the Nr, the men. So Nripaha, a ruler. But here when we speak of Devi as Nripavashya, yeah, one way of this, because we have been seeing many namas wherein particular occupations. Okay, there were a few namas which were pertaining to, let's say, occupation specific namas were mentioned. Here, in that context, when we take the Kshatra, the rulers ruling as a class by themselves, then the nama is makes, or it fits into the whole scheme. So
Shekharji, you went on mute. One minute. Yeah, we'll wait back. हाँ, मेरी आवाज आनी है ना कुलदीप जी?
हाँ जी, आपकी आ रही है राकेश जी।
शेखर जी शायद उनका कनेक्शन हो गया, निकल गया।
हाँ, वो निकल गए जूम से।
अच्छा ठीक है, वेट करेंगे। हाँ,
Your voice is gone. I think he has lost his connection.
हाँ शायद कनेक्शन, थोड़ा वेट करेंगे। यस,
आगे।
I'm sorry.
शेखर जी, यस, वी लॉस्ट यू फॉर सम टाइम।
The phone came and by mistake I had
ओके,
logged off. Okay. Nripavashya. So this normal understanding of the nama as one referring to Devi, who is, or who is propitiated by the kings, and who is benevolent on the kings. Nripavashya. But the larger understanding is who protects the men. The nimitta may be the rulers, but the ultimate protection, and by protection, what is it that is intended? The protection of the men and material and other possessions is one aspect of protection. The higher aspect of protection is in order to remove the ultimate fear that we all suffer from. What is the ultimate fear that we suffer? The Upanishads are clear. They say, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. The fear is the result of experiencing duality. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Even normally, for example, if we are in a room, let's assume, and we are 100% sure that there is nobody else apart from us, then we don't experience any fear. The fear comes because of some external factor, because we don't fear ourselves. The fear comes because of an external factor, be it men or be it an animal or any other being. So the aspect of the other is something that generates the fear. So this Dvaita is the highest cause of fear. And how will it be removed? By understanding the Advaita Bhavana. By understanding that entire manifestation is but an manifestation of my own self. And since I am manifested as everything and everywhere, there is nothing which is different from me. So this is the Aikya Paramarsha, as our Shastras call. This Aikya Paramarsha is the highest medicine for fear. And she bestows the requisite jnana so that we are relieved of the fear of the Dvaita Bhava. Thereby she protects. Even in the Shastras, it says that the Devatas do not protect men like how a cowherd or a shepherd protects the herd of the animals. No, it says that na devaha dandamadaya rakshanti pashupalavat yam tu rakshitam ichanti buddhya samyojayanti tam. That is, if the devas decide to protect someone, they will not do it like a shepherd holding a stick in the hand and warding away the other ones. But they will bestow the right understanding required to tackle that situation. So yam tu rakshitam ichanti buddhya samyojayanti. That buddhi is what is the protection offered by the devatas, even in the normal parallel. So the highest protection also comes in the form of removal of the ajnana by bestowing the samyak jnana. So nripavashya, nripaihi sevya, one who is served, sevya, by the kings. Nripaihi sevya, nripaihi sevya. Devi is worshipped by the kings. We have numerous instances right through the Puranas and Itihasas. We come across they perform the Shastra Puja, the worship of the weapons, the Ayudhas and others. It is only to drive home one important aspect. They may externally be given the impression that they are fighting, they are acting as a shield, and they are protecting a particular cause. But the strength to do so is not something that they derive but by themselves, but it comes as a form of the blessings of Devi herself. That is why before the start of the war, they perform the Shastra Puja. It is not worship of the weapon per se. It is worship of the Devi who will manifest her anugraha through the weapon. Because in the Agamas, later on, the weapons themselves are personifications of certain aspects of the Devatas. Especially when we take the Durga Saptashati, we have reference to many vadhas there. And each vadha takes place in a different manner. For example, the Rakta Bija vadha takes place in a very different manner than the Shumba Nishumba vadha. And that is very much different from the Mahishasura vadha. We might all be familiar with these stories. In this, Devi uses certain ayudhas, or rather, even the Vahana of Devi, the lion. The lion also indulges in this carnage, this samhara. And there also the Vahana of the Devi destroys the different asuras differently. Kanschit tarapraharena, a few, by striking using its paw. Dantaha, using the teeth. Langula tadita, by smashing with his tail. So there are different manner in which the Vadha takes place. And when we look into the higher Vyakhyanas, we will understand that each of these Ayudhas represent at the spiritual, at the Adhyatmika level, an aspect of the sadhana through which the Asura is a manifestation or a representation of one aspect of the Dvaita Prapancha. So these weapons are tools, the sadhana tools, which the sadhaka uses to tackle the different aspects of the Dvaita Bhavas. So once again, the worship is not for the weapon, worship is for the Devata who will manifest her anugraha through the weapon, through the ayudhas. And this is the reason why she is Nripaihi Sevya. That the kings and others, they worship her to acknowledge this fact that she is the ultimate protector. And they are only or merely the nimittas for. Okay. The next nama is Nripa Vashyakari. One who keeps the Nripa in check. Nripa Vashyakari. It is important because the power that the kings exercise will easily corrupt them. That is why in our Sanatana Dharma, whatever be the Sampradaya, in our Sanatana Dharma, there is one aspect which is emphasized, that is Vinaya. Along with Vidya, Vinaya is very, very important. Humility is very, very important. It is this humility that will keep in check the pitfalls that are associated with power, prestige, money, Vidya also. So when we speak of Devi as Nripa Vashyakari, she is the one who keeps the kings under her control by exercising her powers over them wherever necessary for the welfare of the all. So Nripa Vashyakari. Next nama is Kriya.
Priya. Priya.
Priya.
Priya.
Priya. One who is dear, one who is beloved. See, there are two things which the Upanishad speaks of. Preyas and Shreyas. Preyas is that which we want for ourselves. Shreyas is that which is actually good for ourselves. In the Katha Upanishad, there is a beautiful distinction between Preyas and Shreyas. So when we normally say this is this is dear to me, I like this, it only exhibits our preconceived idea about a particular object and the kind of the comfort that we feel in that particular experience. They are all conditioned. We should remember. All these likes and dislikes are born out of conditioning. This conditioning is either because of previous samskaras or the samskaras that we get in the current janma also. So Priya is not necessarily or anything which is preyas is not necessarily shreyas for us. This is what the Upanishads teaches. So when Devi is referred to as Priya, it refers to all those aspects which are liked by the being. But once again, the difference between the Upanishadic marga and the Tantragama marga is this. In Upanishadic Marga, there is a advocation for leaving the objects and seeking the highest. The Tantragamas teach us that you necessarily don't have to leave anything behind in order to seek the absolute. Because whatever you see is the manifestation of absolute, which is none but you. All you have to do is reorient your drishti. How you approach, that is the only change. So you have to a kind of realign the way you understand and you see. This realignment is what is brought about by the Tantra Sadhana. That is why normally anything and many things that are abhorred in the normal parlance is accepted in the Tantrika form of worship. That is a higher philosophy behind that. So when we speak of Devi as Priya, even in the aspects which are considered dualistic in the normal parlance, she exhibits, and by the right or when guided properly, even through them, one will be in a position to know the absolute. In the Vijnana Bhairava, we have one shloka, Jagdhipana Kritollasa. No, it starts like that, which means that whatever activity you indulge, it may be no drinking your choices, uh, no pana, or witnessing a good play or a good dance or listening to good music and anything that you like. Yet, even in that state, you will be in a position to reach your core, your Madhyamavastha. So, reaching this Madhyamavastha is not dependent on the situation, but it is dependent on how you have oriented yourself to a particular experience. So, when we call Devi as Priya, it is she who, even through the best experiences in the world, would manifest herself in order to help us reach our core, no, our Madhyamavastha. So, Priya. Next nama is Mahishi. Okay. Mahishi refers to the queen. So, since many of the namas are with respect to the kings, okay, to the Kshatriya Parampara, Mahishi is that queen, because the reason I have to use this is it was quite common for a king to marry many wives owing to several reasons, political and others. But there would be only one who would be entitled to sit on the throne with him on special occasions. She was given the title Mahishi. All the others were the Ragnis, okay, the queens. But the Mahishi is that one, no, who is entitled for receiving the honors along with the. So when we speak of Devi as Mahishi, she is that supreme principle or the consort of Shiva, who is Parabrahma, who is Parashiva. No, in Saundarya it says Parabrahma Mahishi. That is the nama, that is the expression found in Saundarya Lahari. What is Parabrahma Mahishi? One who is the consort of the Supreme Shiva. In the sense, she is inseparable from Shiva. She is that Vimarshana without which the Prakasha will not even recognize itself as Prakasha. So, therefore, she is Mahishi. So, Mahishi. Next nama is Nripamanya. One who is respected by all the kings. Okay, This is very similar to the previous nama that we have seen. Nripa Nandini. Nripa Nandini, one who causes delight. Nandana means delight, happiness. One who causes delight to kings. Causing delight to the kings. In the works like Durga Saptashati, we see that when they have lost their kingdoms, by the grace of Devi, they are able to regain and they are able to rule justly. And to an extent that the Suratha, the king, who is one of the prime characters of the Saptashati, becomes the next Manu. In the Savarani Manvantara, he becomes the next Manu. So, to that extent, the Anugraha of Devi will work for the kings. So, when we speak of the Nama as Nripanandini, one who pleases the kings by helping them in the times of need, and at the same time bestowing them the right powers, the right dominance as required. So, Nripanandini. We'll stop here, Mara.
Sure, Shikarji. Yeah, we can
Thank
stop.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.